Starting a business in a foreign country is no easy task. In order for us to be better prepared to deal with any problems that may arise, I suggest we do a SWOT analysis to get a better understanding of what the strengths and weaknesses will be, as well as what opportunities or threats we might encounter while working there. So why don't we start by discussing the strengths? Angela, give me your ideas about that, please.
Sure. One strength that I can see is that by doing business in Japan, we will diversify our product portfolio.
Good point, Angela. Another strength is that we have entered a closed market.
I'd like to add that by working in Japan, we would increase our reputation as being innovative and forward-thinking.
Another plus I can see is that we would gain presence in a new market segment, and that would give us a competitive advantage.
Those all sound like really good points, but let's look at it from the more realistic angle now and think about the weaknesses of doing business in Japan. I can think of quite a few myself. Oscar, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, one of the obvious downsides would be the high transportation cost. Shipping overseas is certainly not cheap.
Not to mention that dealing with foreign countries means also dealing with new regulations and laws concerning product standards. This could lead to foolish use of resources. If we were to have problems selling our products, it could lead to surplus stocks, thereby raising inventory costs.
An obvious but serious concern would also be the local competitors on the market that we would have to deal with. It would require a lot of new market research.
And a general problem would be is if there was an unexpected downturn in the economy. We would have to budget accordingly, and it might result in the loss of staff.
Those are all really good points that we need to keep in mind. Let's return to the optimistic side of things again and consider the opportunities we can encounter then.
Well, the first thing I can think of is the opportunity for growth due to the expanding market for eco-furniture in Japan. There is an increasing demand that we could capitalize on.
Right, in addition to that, our online sales would increase due to having a greater international presence. It would be great for promotion.
From a strategic point of view, we could consider merging with an existing local company, or consider setting up a joint venture with one of them to expand on our market share.
That's a great idea, Andy. It would certainly allow us to beat the competition and get a better understanding of the internal market. Let's finish up the SWOT analysis with the final aspect, the possible threats. David, what can you think of?
Well, to be honest, as we have partnered with a local company, we're putting ourselves at risk. By that, I mean we're totally dependent on them. Should our partners suspend operations, we would lose our market, resulting in failure.
That's a very valid point, David. Plus, not to mention the usual problems that new businesses face in local markets.
We will also be dependent on market research data provided only through outsourced companies.
We also have to compete with cheaper products on the market in addition to variations in processing technologies.
These are all things we need to carefully think over. Thank you all for your input and ideas. Angela, can you draw up a written summary of all the points we've discussed today? This is really going to help with the further implementation of our business plan. I'd like to thank you again for all your insights today.